Hey guys, it's Lila. So, before we get into the actual episode today, I just wanted to say that Josh and I recorded this like a long time ago. So, some of the information we're talking about might be a little bit outdated. The summer's a really busy time for me, so I've been a little bit MIA recently, but things are kind of going back to normal now. I should have some more time. Josh and I should have some more time to record for you guys. So keep an eye out for upcoming episodes. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. All right. Bye. Welcome to Tamer Talk. I'm Lila.
I'm Josh.
And today we are going to be talking about a very special topic that we've been wanting to cover for a while now. I forget who recommended it to us. I probably should have pulled that up before we started this, but somebody on Discord, I think, recommended that we talk about, it might have been Red Ranger, actually. Let me see. Dang it. Okay, maybe it wasn't. I don't know who it was. I'm sorry. That's my bad. But yeah, somebody suggested that we talk about like our demands from like a list of demands kind of from Bandai, like what we want to see in the next releases of virtual pets and that kind of thing. So we're going to be talking about that, and we also have some submissions from you guys about what you guys want to see, which will be fun to cover. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about a little special release that I'm sure you guys have seen.
So the Pendulum Z.
The Pendulum
Maybe
Z.
you heard of it. Yeah, no, it's cool and exciting and sort of new, sort of old.
Yeah.
We don't have enough information yet to really go off on like a super insane conversation about it, but I think we have enough to maybe tease a little bit, maybe for a future episode or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So I guess we can jump right in. Did you want to start with your list of demands for Bandai?
I guess so. I feel like when I made my list, I didn't actually like put the list in the order of importance. I kind of just like
I didn't either.
Brain
Not
vomited. Yeah, I just brain vomited all over. So I guess I'll just start from the first demand, and for me that would be having, or the first one that I wrote down. This isn't necessarily the most important. I do think this is a very important one, but I think having an app that is compatible with cellular devices would be
any kind of connectivity, right?
Yeah. Or I was even thinking about it. I was like, they've created, like with the Tamagotchi series, like the version 3 back in 2006, they had codes that were compatible with your device. So I imagine that like even if it wasn't a Bluetooth enabled device, they could make an app, like an app or something, and then you could battle people by inputting codes back and forth between two devices, which would kind of be annoying, but it's better than nothing.
Style. We're used to that at this point. Like that's how tournaments. Right? Yeah, that's how we do tournaments now. That's how we get Jogress codes. Like it's basically all we do now at this point with all the community made stuff. So having any kind of support from Bandai, please.
Yeah, good. Absolutely, like, and I don't know, I'm going to stop there because I'm going to get into other stuff. So what's one for you? I imagine an app or something would be something you would put on your list as well.
I did, but I extended it a little further. I want like a desktop game type thing where it's like balls to the wall, full graphics, like and a companion device for the for your V-Pets that can directly get your Digimon like into the game, and you can see it in 3D. You can battle. You can do anything you want, and it would be like an actual physical device that they would design, and it would look like maybe a Digivice or something. Any kind of thing that's like not a breadboard and Arduino that we use now to send codes, and it'd be like more of a direct way to interact with other tamers or battle them, and it would be like real time, and basically what we have now, but with the resources of a company to pump into it to make something really, really cool. So sort of like what you said, maybe taking it like a bit further than maybe Bandai would be willing to do for Digimon, because we've already seen they're not terribly willing to go far for us.
And like, I honestly wonder why that is, because Digimon must be making more money than Tamagotchi is, right? Like over
I
the
have
years,
no
like
idea.
with the anime and the card games, and
The thing is, it's been
like
kind of like static for a while, right? Like the I guess like there are like a couple year gaps between like major releases. Like the last major release before Digimon Adventure colon was Try, and that was a while ago now. It was like four plus years ago at this point.
wait, but Last Evolution Kizuna came out more recently.
That came out. Yeah, that was like right. It wasn't released when
2019?
they announced colon.
Yeah.
So both of them came out around the same time. Like right now we're in the Digimon Renaissance, or like what they're trying to do. Like so many new releases. They're actually like consistent VPET releases is bonkers to me.
It's
And
crazy.
consistent new VPET releases, new video games down the pipeline. There was that Rearise, which is an app game that I think is garbage, but people play it. Yeah, just like they made that whole promotional video called like "Welcome to Digimon World," and it's like this whole sprawling thing. So I don't know. Maybe they would be willing down the line to put the resources into something like a video game that you can interface with the VPETs, because I don't know, VPETs are the source of all this.
That's right, it is the source of all of it, and it seems like since they've gained popularity, or Bandai realized that they still have a market for them, they've kind of been like, you know, on the Digimon.net site, they have like the story of how did Digimon, you know, come to be, and like all the different VPETs listed on their site. That's a pretty new site, right? Like, or they just redid it.
I feel like it's been around, but this kind of like there are like neat little graphics for all across like folder continent, and you can like click stuff and see like full art of the fields of Digimon, like Deep Savers and Nature Spirits, and you can see all this like effort that was put into it. It was very obviously done to look good. So I don't know. Maybe I think they're putting more effort in nowadays than they have recently. So who knows? All right, you wanna
Yeah.
say your next one?
My next one, I put a VPET that isn't a brick or pendulum but doesn't suck.
You really give us anything, please. Like,
I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, you know, when the Pen Z was announced, I was like, that is not surprising. Like, it's better than getting another brick, but like, you know, it's still a continuation of something that we already have, which is fine. But it's like, how long can they ride this nostalgia train for before they actually have to come up with an original idea?
To the end of the line. Till it crashes. But yeah, people really do like them bricks though. So, and they'll sell no matter what. Like the Pen Z could have been a brick, and it could have been like a pendulum device in a brick, and people would have bought it.
Oh my god, I would have been so mad.
I would have been pretty upset too. Like I want to say that I wouldn't buy it, but I don't know. We're such fiends in this community. It's insane.
I know. You originally told me you weren't going to buy the Pen Z, or you weren't sure about it, and I was like, ugh.
At first I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the design. I don't like that they're like rehashing so much stuff. But then I was just like, it's a new Digimon. I really want to engage with the community.
Yeah.
I don't want to be shunned for not having this new device. Like, but yeah.
Also, I think I was thinking about, like, I'm not saying the IC sucks, but like, you don't like the Axel. Axel. I always want to say Axel. I don't know. And like the Pendulum Progress is okay, but it's kind of like weird. And then like the Pendulum and Brick Pets usually are the more solid ones. But it'd be cool to see something like in a different type of housing, kind of with different gameplay that, you know, is better than some of their ideas.
The reason I like the Progress is because it tries something different with how it's shaped and a little bit how like the lines work and things like that. And it had a pretty unique evolution system. Like you had to train in the day or the night or the afternoon in order to get certain evolutions. It was confusing and weird, but it was different, and I did appreciate that. My beef with the Excel is mostly due to it taking away all the raising mechanics and replacing it with nothing I enjoy. So that's really it. But I will say that the Excel tried something different, and at this point I would take something different. Like you said. Speaking of the progress in the Excel, I want bigger sprites in general. I think it's high time we got that back because we had a ton of devices with them. They already have like the assets for it, but going even beyond like rehashing old sprites like that, I think that we could go super hard into making these sprites more emotive and give them more animation. Maybe like up the pixel count of these screens, Bandai, please. It's 2020. I got a Mushi King VPET recently, and it's like from 2006, I think. And the animations on these things are incredible. They're like super fluid, and I was like, what the heck am I looking at? Like the combat animations were just so like flowy and great, and I could tell exactly what was going on, and they didn't move at 1 frame per second. It was kind of like eye-opening. It was like, wow, this Mushi King unpopular device from 2006 is better than what we're getting for Digimon, a full franchise, in 2020. So
yeah,
I think
crazy.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
Time.
Like the I got my Pokewalker out the other day, and when did that come out? Like 2010 or something?
Oh man, yeah, it was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, I think so. And like the animations are a bit stiff, but it has a bit of depth to it because it has like multi like shaded pixels.
Yes.
So it's not just like black pixels. It's like black and dark gray and medium gray pixels, and then it's like
I actually like before we started recording, I dug mine out just to look at it, and I turned it on and I saw like a Ponyta like sitting there, and it was just like so beautifully rendered for black and white pixels, and it's just like, wow, we can have this right now. There's no reason why we can't have this.
Yeah, and Bandai has done it before.
$60 for a device.
Yeah, $60 is like, and Bandai has done it before. They did it with the Tamago, and like the it wasn't like beautiful like the Pokewalker is. Like the Pokewalker is really stunning, but like they still had some depth to it because they had like multi shades of gray for the pixels. So like it gives it makes a big difference, I think. And then like I just recently got a Pocket Pikachu color, and that thing came out in 1999 or maybe a year or two before that, and it's a freaking color screen device. And it's like and it's not backlit, but it looks awesome. It is so cool. I've never had a little LCD like that has color, and it's so cool. And it's like, why it can't be that much more expensive, right?
It's not. I mean, I don't know personally. I'm not going to say that I know the exact costs involved in putting color in these things, but I just can't help but feel like for the $60 that we're paying for these pre-order, and we should be getting more for that amount of money. And when a $13 Mushi King device has more frames of animation. And I feel like it would even be cheaper to get a Pokewalker at this point with what it has. Like, not like it's a full VPET with like VPET functionality, but like in a way it goes beyond what a VPET is capable of, because it does do interfacing with an external game. So obviously that's not like super comparable because it has the backing of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. Well, Digimon doesn't even have like a fraction of that. But yeah. Bigger sprites,
oh my God,
more motor sprites.
Yeah, I literally have bigger sprites written down. I didn't even realize. I didn't even like look. I was like looking.
It's because it's a subconscious desire of every tamer right now. Everyone wants bigger sprites. I mean, I don't know. Some people don't even like them. But even if you don't want bigger sprites, you could maybe agree that they need to be a little bit like more emotive. Maybe maybe have like when you press C, they'll like close up on them and they'll like do like a smile or something. These are some pretty fantastical creatures. A lot of them look very good in the art at least, and they have a lot of creativity behind them. So you want to see them interact more than just a couple of frames of animation. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Tamagotchi does it.
Yeah, exactly. They've been doing that for years. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the video. Like, I sent Alex a present after we did the collaboration together, and I sent his daughter a Tamagotchi V2, and like he was like amazed at all the cute animations that it has, like them taking a bath and brushing their teeth, and he was like, "What are they doing?
So
do I need
much.
to do anything?" Yeah, and it's like, I mean, in some ways, I don't want Digimon to do that because. So it gets to a point with Tamagotchis that they get too humanoid, and I don't like that. I want them to still feel like a little weird creature. So I don't really want Digimon to do like humanoid things that much. The IC kind of tended to dabble in that kind of thing with the use of items and stuff, but that it was cute. You know, it's not like too much.
Yeah, it's like a one-off thing for the IC, which was very. It was like pretty different in terms of what a Digimon V-Pet is doing, especially like,
Oh yeah,
the focus
definitely,
on the focus for Digimon is more on like the battling aspect, obviously. But that doesn't mean they can't have personality. Like they like even you can raise like an apocalyptic murder demon on your Digimon, and it'll still smile and like enjoy having its poop cleaned up. Like there's
That'd
like
be so cute. Okay, imagine like imagine raising like Wizardmon or something, and then like he like on like one of the little animations he'll do like randomly, it'll be like him like casting a spell or something like that. You know, like
Yeah.
you know something, or I don't know. You could do anything. Like the aquatic Digimon could like swim around with bubbles or so. I don't know. Like just something.
There's a lot you can do. Like,
There's so many things you could do. It doesn't have to be like taking a bath or whatever, but it just there's more stuff to be done, I think, for
Yeah.
sure.
you want that was my second
That was
one.
yours? Okay, yeah.
Oh
Okay,
no,
so
that was my second one, and that was your third one? Or did you have a third one?
I'm not even sure. What did we just say? Oh, we were talking about bigger pixels,
Bigger sprites.
bigger sprites, and then that was yours though, and then I said I had it too.
Yeah. So did you have another one besides that?
Yeah, I do have more.
Cool.
I want there to be more features like from the X series where you have items and surprise eggs and that kind of thing. Like I think that adds a lot to it because otherwise it just feels like an OG device, which I love OG devices, but when it has a little bit of extra something to it, it just makes it stand out a bit more. It makes it more special. I personally love the use of items. I think that that's really fun to manipulate your gameplay by using items. I think everyone who uses the X tends to use items, right?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know if
The XP chip is like essential to make the game go at like a pace that I can stomach anyway. But I do appreciate that aspect of the device, especially the quest mode is just really good, and any amount of like unique gameplay that it wants to shove in there. I think even the latest devices have been really good about adding at least exclusive eggs that you get through unlocks or things like that. Like that at this point I think should be like the bare minimum of what you can expect. Yeah, in terms of like bonuses. That pretty much ties into what I have as my third one, which is like just better gameplay. Like not better, but like different ways to make use of the assets given. Like even if none of the other demands are met, you can at the very bare minimum like include like a little bit extra. Like specifically what I want is for them to have an actual use for training beyond just like evolution, because in the past couple devices training has been used to increase effort, which determines what Digimon you get from like child to adult stage, and then after that just doesn't matter. Like I guess on the X it was from in training to child as well, but Past that, it just doesn't matter. Like, you can do as much training as you want. All it'll do is raise your strength hearts, which is great. But in the older devices, there was like a hidden stat value that when you increase it, it made them better in combat. And that's awesome. I think that hidden aspect of the older devices is way cooler than the level up system of the X. Just because you could fight someone else who had the exact same Digimon as you, but maybe didn't train it as much as you did and didn't spend as much time with it as you did, and you would beat them because of that. And that's like at the core of what Digimon is, I think. Just having the stronger your bond is with this one partner that you chose or didn't choose, if you Evo fail or whatever. And that bond like makes you stronger. Like, obviously anime, whoa, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally feel that. And like, I've even had that, we have that happen in tournaments, like when we were doing the pendulum tournament, like literally like Humulus beat me because he was like, I think we had was it he and I who had the same Digimon? I think it was
Metal Seadramon, right?
Yeah, Metal Seadramon. And then he was like training in between and he beat me, and I was like, oh. And it was really cool though. It was like, okay, he's the better tamer because he's putting more effort in, and I think that's a really cool function that I wish they would continue to include as well. Yeah.
That's it for me. That was all
That's it for you?
Demands I had.
Okay. That's most of mine. The only other thing that I put was it would be cool if they had another functionality added to the connectivity. Like, I'm not really sure what, like maybe trading items, or I can't really think. It's hard to like, because the things that Tamagotchis do are different than the things that Digimon do, and Tamagotchi would trade items and play games, and mate. Yeah, you can't do that.
That's like,
which it might be interesting, like if you could mate them, if then they had like some of the combined stats of the parent Digimon that you raised. That would be kind of interesting. Really weird, but kind of cool.
I know Joker Sing is like the closest thing you'll get to something like that. Like,
exactly. Yeah,
them fusing it to a more powerful Digimon, like.
Right, and I mean, I think in a way that's cooler than mating anyway.
It matches the philosophy of Digimon closer, I think, because I think even in the new in like some of the new literature that they released for the Pen Z, they mentioned that Digimon have no genders, and they don't they reproduce like basically like asexually. Like, that's like not even a factor. Like,
so. They just leave you an egg. But yeah,
Jarvis is good.
And then I put continued backwards compatibility for sure. Like, even if they came out with like a color screen Bluetooth device, it would be so cool if you could still battle with the other older devices. Like, I don't know if they would do that, but that would be really cool. I think that's.
It would depend on if it had the. If it had the prongs in it, it could still do that. Like, I know the Wonder Swan. The Wonder Swan could still connect to older devices and battle, and it had full color, and it would show the battle in full color. So, if it's possible for the Wonder Swan, it's possible for anything else. So.
And I mean, the new Digivice is supposed to be 2-pronged, right?
I don't. We have like no information about that thing.
Yeah, we don't know.
But I'm pretty sure it'll be 2-prong. I have no clue why they would do anything else with it.
Especially because all of the most recent V-Pets are 2-prong. So like, if you want to at least be like compatible with the more recent devices. If it's not even compatible with those, like what's it going to be compatible with? Only itself? Like, that would suck. And then I put no more gimmicks like lights and sounds, like because isn't the new device supposed to be the new Digivice, like it makes lights and sounds like the CSA devices, or is it CSA?
It has CSA, complete selection animation. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, the new device has like orange lights that flash across the front, which is really cool and all. But I would have also wanted, a color screen. or anything else.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, why'd they give us this garbage? Like, they know that we like it, or they know that Digimon fans like it. I personally don't. I'm not going to buy a CSA device, but Digimon fans like the CSA device. So I think that they thought, like, the people who bought the CSA device might not normally buy a regular Digivice, but so they combined the two to, like, expand their
Maybe
market audience. But I'm like,
I don't mind
why?
having like lights, I guess. Like I'm not going to be playing with a Digivice like in public. Like I won't like check on it. I'm obviously like I'm not going to go out in public and jump around with a flashing Digivice like I would. Like I'd go into public like with a V-Pad in my pocket and care for that. Like maybe like while I'm on the train or the bus or whatever. I don't go on either of those. But yeah, with the Digivices, I guess they felt like they can afford to be a little bit more flashy, and that's fine. I'm also like thinking about skipping it, but I know that if I end up liking the new anime a lot, I'm gonna regret it because by that time it'll be $700.
I'm gonna say what I've said in a previous episode, which is if there's something like that comes out that's new. I don't know if I said this like in the same way, but basically in my experience with virtual pets and Digimon stuff, if you don't buy it right away, it's going to go up in price so much later and you're going to massively regret it. So just get it while the going's good. Get it for that, market price.
Give in to the FOMO.
I mean, because like worst case scenario, you don't like it, you use it really gently, and then wait like 6 or 7 months, and the price will be like you can at least sell a used one for what you bought it for. So you're not going to lose money.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like it's at the bare minimum, you'll make your money back usually. That's like one of the best parts about this hobby, is that if you wanted to get rid of it, you pretty much guaranteed to get rid of it for what you bought it at least, just because the prices end up going up. I think the only exception to that is probably the DM20, which those prices remain pretty stable.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Okay, and then my very, very, very last thing, I can't believe I ended up having so many little things to say, but my number one wish, if this happened, I would be so happy. Like, I would love to have a Digivice pedometer pet that is also care based. Like it's an actual V pet. Like it's a pedometer quest type pet type thing, but it's actually a pet instead of just a companion. That would be amazing. Because
that is probably the most like realistic expectation that we've said so far. Just because all it would take would be like a change in like the casing, right? It would just be a Digivice that has a repet in it. So
yeah, and it would be so cool, like to have the gameplay of a pedometer style pet or pedometer Digivice that is actually like you can feed it and you can do everything else that you normally do with a regular V pet. I think that would be really cool.
For sure.
I do love the only Digivice that I have is the version 15th Metal Garurumon color. And I do love the gameplay on that, but there's something else about like having to take care of a little baby that needs to have its poo-poo cleaned up, like like it's a little baby and you got to take care of it. And I don't know, I also like one of my favorite pedometer type little tiny devices is the Arukun Desu Dragon Quest slime pedometer pet. Like I love around. Yeah, they're awesome because it's actually care based and it's a quest type thing, and it's just so awesome. And I would love to see something like that for Digimon. Like that's my number one demand, if you will.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I definitely think they could get that done.
Yeah,
think,
they could do.
They could do a
lot of stuff.
They could pretty much do all of these things, but pretty easily some of them. But yeah, only time will tell.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess now we can get into the user submitted answers to the question that you put out on your Instagram.
So I just basically asked, like, what would you guys want to see from Bandai? And we got a lot of good answers. If you want to go ahead and begin, Josh.
Sure. Okay, so the first answer is from Ruby Orca, and she's on Discord. She's my sister, so I'll try not to misquote her here on purpose to embarrass her. She said, I want Digimon we haven't seen before or cheaper devices. And I agree with both of these sentiments greatly.
Absolutely.
It's something I like about the Pen Z is that it's bringing in new Digimon. It's not just a rehash of old stuff. Not like that isn't cool if it's like a big combination of a bunch of eggs that they had like in the past, like the 20th anniversaries, but it's always good to see like underrepresented Digimon or new Digimon. That's always great because there's still so many that aren't even on VPETs. Like one of my favorite Digimon designs is Mistymon, which is basically a magical swordsman with like a flaming sword, and he just looks insane. I want that in a VPET, so I'm still holding out hope that he's in the Nightmare Soldiers roster for the Pen Z.
Oh my god. Yes. Like, I'm excited that they've been, like, releasing the rosters gradually instead of all at once.
Yeah, no, it builds hype.
To, like, kind of make it a surprise.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm super hyped.
And obviously cheaper devices would be better. Like, obviously, we don't want to pay $60 for a single piece of plastic.
Instead, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be like, oh, here's your color screen and Bluetooth, guys, and the device costs like $120.
You know, people would pay it. That's the garbage part.
Oh, I know. It's so bad. Garbage. Okay, so the next submission we have is from Purple Devil, and he said purple Bluetooth or color screens. What up?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Please. Color screens for sure, and the Bluetooth aspect, like that ties into the need for an app with some kind of functionality. Anything to bring Digimon into the modern era. I mean, if you have a way to tie in an app and maybe get items or battle people through that or anything like that is super welcome and makes a lot of sense at this point in time. Everybody already carries their phone everywhere with them, so having some kind of...
And it's like, you know, Bandai, why do you love Tamagotchi so much more than
Digimon? They already have it. Come on.
Nice things. I know. I mean, unless they were just like testing the water to see how popular it would become. And it was so... The thing that makes me hopeful that we will eventually get these kind of features is that, like, it was so popular that, like, we were able to get it in the US. And the US hasn't really seen, like, a new wave of Tamagotchi releases for a long time before this. I mean, we had like the re-release of the Chibis and the P1 and P2, but those were kind of like whatever. But like this was like an actual like modern device that is being released in Japan. Like normally we're way behind Japan, so the fact that like it did so well in the US, I think that will give them more of a reason to give Digimon some better features.
For sure.
But we'll see.
I mean, yeah, you'd
I
hope
so.
Yeah, you'd hope that's a safe bet. But you never know. Yeah. All right, the next one comes from Electronic Days, and they say a light sensor like the Hana Hana Mi, and I have no idea what that is really, so maybe you can...
I know what it is.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay, so the Hana Hana Mi is a virtual pet that I believe was released in the 90s, like pretty shortly after Tamagotchi became really popular. There was a bunch of different virtual pets that were released, and this is actually one of the more rare ones, I guess. Like, I don't know the story behind it, but it is quite rare, and it's actually in the shape of a flower, and you're raising a flower in this device, which is a really cute idea, I think.
That's really cool.
And in order for it to grow, it actually needs to sit in the sunlight. It has a light sensor on it.
What the heck?
And then it will... Yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool.
I'm trying to think...
Very unique. Very, very cool.
Now I'm thinking that maybe it could be cool to have, like I don't know, like maybe unique themes for each device beyond just, like, saying this device has deep sabers in it or this device has nature spirits. Like, maybe if they included interesting mechanics like that, like, oh, this is a nature spirits, no, this is a Wind Guardians device with a focus on plant Digimon, and you need to grow them, like using photosynthesis or something like that, or this is a deep sabers device, so put it in the water and break your VPET. Like, I don't know. It's just like something to differentiate it beyond like, yeah, this is that, or yeah. I don't know. That's a
Or like maybe like nightmare soldiers, like they need to be kept in the dark because they're spooky.
that'd be cool. I would appreciate that. Like
that would be cool.
you have to hatch them at midnight and you get a special bonus, something like that. That'd be really cool, actually.
That'd be so cool.
Just like I feel like
there's so many cool things.
I feel like it's so easy to include like fun Easter eggs like that on these devices, and just like be able to get away with it, because I'm not sure it takes up like too much of the programming space from the board from the 90s that they use. So who knows? You want to say the next one?
Oh my god. Yeah, so Dario Az, I'm not sure. Sorry if I butchered that. But they said putting them to sleep before it's their bedtime, which actually was a feature in the DM version 20th. You could, like, if it was 3 hours before their bedtime, they would sleep the whole way through, which I like that. I like that feature. I don't like the DM 20th. It would, like, pause them during their sleep, right? Like, they don't
evolve.
Yeah, so I think it's cool to be able to put them to sleep. It would be put them to sleep without pausing them. That would be cool to me.
I mean, like, it's like a convenience thing, really. That was a cool part of the DM20, and I still do that sometimes. The fact that it does pause the evolution timer is pretty annoying. But on any other device, like the Pendulum 20th, or like even the original DM Digital Monster, or the original Pendulum, I'll basically just set the clock to their bedtime and let them sleep, and maybe they'll wake up a little sooner than normal, but there's no way that they'll run out of hearts between the time that they wake up and I wake up. So it just ends up not being that big of a deal. I guess it's really just feeling like you have to change the clock and, I guess, cheat a little bit in order to get that. So that's kind of sucky. So I agree. Being able to put them to sleep earlier would be cool, as long as it doesn't pause the timer, because that's annoying. But I did like that feature, and it is different, pretty substantially different from the freezer, which pauses them completely. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I agree with that.
I did miss the freezer when we didn't have it, like during the DM, like for the DM 20th. I was like, why didn't they just put the freezer? But
yeah,
like, because you could pause them like randomly for 3 hours, I guess, in the middle of the day, but I'd rather just be able to put them in the freezer if it's gonna like not let them grow, you know.
The funny thing is that, like, both of those features can be, like, I guess, like, emulated by messing with the clock to some degree. Like, you can put them to bed early, obviously, if you change the clock to their bedtime, or you can pause them by I think if you, like, have the clock set on, like, the set screen, that pauses it. I know that works for the original Pendulum and the original Digital Monster. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you also have to like make sure it is their bedtime and pause it. Like, it can't be like in the middle of the day and then pause the time, because like they'll continue to get care mistakes and stuff. I'm
not sure. I'll have to look into that, because that is an interesting point. But yeah. The next one is Alex Santos said, sorry if I butcher your name, connection to an online service, which is and a ranking system, which is like, I think we mentioned that before, but a ranking system would be really cool. Being able to like compete with your friends and get like records with, like, not just battling or whatever, but raising as well, like how many Digimon you've raised, and being able to have like maybe a more visual catalog of all the ones that you've raised. And there's just so much potential here. There's a lot going on.
There's so much they could do, and it would be so cool. Like, and I feel like if they targeted, instead of like targeting old fans, and, you know, kind of made these devices. I mean, I don't really know how they sell them in Japan. I know that it's like a lot of them are a premium Bandai item, and that seems like it's not like, I mean, would they be sold in toy stores and that kind of thing? I don't know. Like,
I'm actually not sure if they do sell them in toy stores. I think it is just like a premium product. Like, there's no way they think kids are spending like $60 on these. Like, I guess that's like more like shipping, right?
Yeah. And I mean, and parents aren't going to really spend, well, yeah, I don't know, it's hard to tell like exactly like what, I mean, obviously they target their target audience is like older people, older, you know,
Yeah, no.
older
There's
kids,
a reason.
older fans.
Yeah, there's a reason the prices do get as high as they do, and there's a reason the new Adventure Digivice is pre-ordering for so much. Like, I don't think they have any illusions about what their fan base is, and they know that it's old fans because they keep rehashing Adventure. They keep using the same molds for the Digimon. Like, not it's like a combination of like corner cutting, I think, but also knowing that familiarity plays a big part in nostalgia, which plays a big part in getting money from these people,
right? Yeah,
from fans.
It's just a shame because like if they could like also if they broaden their target audience and you know all these things that we're talking about, I feel like children would enjoy them as well, and then you get new fans, and then you can continue the franchise for longer. Bandai, wink, wink.
Yeah, I'm actually curious now because I'm thinking like, I wonder if liking V-Pets or like liking the virtual pet like gameplay is more of an older generation thing. Like I wonder if I think younger people can definitely get into it still, but maybe it is a big part of nostalgia, and it is a big part of like growing up in that era where they were a fad for a pretty long time. But I don't know.
I
think
suppose,
they're pretty
but then
timeless.
you and I both didn't really. We were a bit too young to actually have a Digimon V pet.
That's
like,
true.
We knew about the anime and like that kind of thing, but like neither of us really, you know.
I did have Tamagotchi.
I didn't. At least I didn't know about them. Yeah, yeah. I had Tamagotchi as well, but I don't know. And then it seems like the Tamagotchi On is doing very, very well in the U.S. market, and a lot of they are getting a lot of kids playing with them, obviously, and they're marketed very clearly towards children. So I don't think that the virtual pet thing. I do think a lot of it is nostalgia, but I think that newer generations enjoy it as well.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Especially like Digimon already has such like an intense nostalgia factor to it, and there are like other parts of the franchise that obviously hit on that a bit like more. Like I think the anime does a lot more than the V-Pets do sometimes. Like yeah, the V-Pet might reuse the brick design, but we've had like 3 iterations of Digimon Adventure so far. So
yeah.
On that front it's a bit different. But yeah, you're right. I think the younger generation can definitely appreciate it. And now I'm interested in giving a DM20 to my kid when I have a kid and saying, "Here, enjoy all the poop. I hope this teaches you responsibility." So something to look forward to.
I always wonder like why virtual pets like aren't as popular as other types of video game, because it is a video game in essence. Like
it's like a separate little thing besides your phone. I think it's because kids like are getting smartphones pretty young these days, and they kind of that kind of like takes up a lot of attention, obviously. But I know as an adult and as someone who does pay a lot of attention to their phone like on a daily basis, having like something else to look at and pay attention to is kind of like a relief in a way. It's like a nice little reprieve.
Definitely. Oh yeah, I think maybe like the fact that that virtual pets are like needy, and like most adults don't have time to like constantly check on something throughout the day.
Yeah.
Although all of us seem to make time for it somehow.
And that's kind of beautiful, isn't it? It's like this in a world with so much responsibility and like where time is kind of like really like short these days, to be able to spend time on taking care of this little thing and voluntarily do a chore essentially and pay money for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting and cool. It's like I chose to clean up this poop. That was my decision.
I paid money to clean up this poop. Actually.
It's a $60 poop simulator.
Essentially, yeah. Okay, so Digino 930 says keep the freezer function, which I 100% agree with. I think it's really convenient to have a pause function that you don't have to like do something a little bit extra to use, like having to put the timer on pause or whatever.
Yep.
Which isn't that big of a deal, but having an actual function for that is really, really nice, in my opinion.
I agree. I think the general consensus is having access to both a freezer and early sleep would be super ideal, because there's just two quality of life things that just make the whole experience a lot easier on people who maybe at a certain time of the night don't want to be looking at a Digimon, want to just be enjoying what they're doing to wind down for the evening. I know I get like that a lot, like where I'll be watching a show.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, I just really don't want to have to pay attention to this right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it makes a big difference, I think. I think it's a very important function for sure. And I hope that we don't know enough, but I hope the Pen X will have a lot of the features that we have like come to appreciate in the X series.
Yeah,
Did I say
no.
Pen X?
You said Pen X,
Dang
right?
it.
I wasn't going to mention.
Dang it. I meant Pen Z. That's not right. That's not right.
I know when the Pen Z came out, people were like, oh, I wonder if they'll have Z antibody Digimon. And I cannot imagine anything more dumb than God. Z antibody. Ugh. Yeah, but yeah.
That would be.
I think it was mostly jokes anyway.
No. I hope so.
Okay, the next one is Digimon Fan for Life said different Digimon designs like the X on the DMX. So, I agree. I think I whether or not. I'm actually not sure if they're talking about Digimon designs like X antibody redesigns of Digimon that make them look like more aggressive or edgier, just generally change their design a lot, or if they're talking about designs on the shells like there was like that graffiti X on the DMX series. But either way, I agree. I think having new types of Digimon could be cool. Maybe if not X antibodies, then something else. I don't know. They could have the like the recolor variants. I don't know. Obviously that doesn't work very well for pixel black and white screens, but that could be cool. But also you think like designs on the shells, yeah, obviously different designs could be cool. I'm going to be a little bit controversial and say that I don't like the Pen Z little thing on the front, the Minecraft texture looking stuff they have there.
I mean, are you really being controversial with that opinion? Or
yes, I am. Everyone loves it. I am so alone whenever I'm so alone when I express that opinion. They're like, I actually like it a lot. I think it looks great. And I'm just like, all right, I'll sit here with my wrong opinion.
I will not say that I like it a lot. But no, I don't. No, it's not the worst thing they could have done.
I mean, yeah,
but they could have done something better. Like if the next wave of Pen Z comes out and it's the same thing,
I feel like it will
I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little. God, I mean, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna make a purple one and a yellow one?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think
an orange one
for Wind Guardians, maybe like a light blue or something. Like I think.
Yeah.
Metal Empire, maybe like. I mean, they already did like gray and black for the Nightmare Soldiers, but yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea. I like the pendulum designs, but yeah.
I'm glad that they moved away from bricks. Like you and I were talking about, what if they made a pendulum and it was brick shaped?
Yeah, well, they won't do that because they still have the molds for the Pen 20, so they won't break the bank making new molds for anything. Like they have access to them, so it's less of like a sticking to the brick and more like ping ponging back and forth between the brick and the pendulum, like until they.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like. I'm glad that they did something different on the shell. They gave us something that, like this, what's their name? Digimon Fan for Life. They said they want something different design-wise. I think that the X was a really nice touch on the X series. And then, it is interesting that they at least did something on the Pendulum Z. But at the same time, it's like, it looks like Minecraft grass.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems almost phoned in. I guess, like, obviously, just like stamping something on the front technically is different.
I know what they were going for, like to make it look like the digital world or something, but they could have like done something more tasteful, in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
It just
also
looks very.
I need to see how it's applied, because as cool as the X is,
Oh
it
God.
rubs off so easily, and it comes like pre messed up. Like you can see little like
Yeah.
spaces in the paint. So hopefully the next
Uh,
this pixel design doesn't rub off or anything horrible like that. That would be really annoying. But I don't think it will.
in my experience, like with virtual pets, usually metallic paint is the first to go.
Oh
Like any
yeah,
type of metallic, shiny, anything, that's gonna go. This looks like it could be like laser printed or something on, which might not be that bad. Um, Although, if it is similar to the printing that was used for the 20th anniversary P1 and P2 in America, um, it is kind of gritty looking, kind of faded sometimes. So hopefully they didn't use whatever process that was, because it doesn't look good, honey.
yeah.
It
I
looks
mean,
bad.
like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the design, so if it's easily rubbed off, I probably will go all the way with it. So as lame as that might look.
Um,
So you want to say the next one, because I said that one.
Oh yeah, you did say that one. Okay, so Gotchi Love said, I would definitely love to collect happy items again, or puzzle pieces like in the Peas. And I think that they were referring to like Tamagotchi releases, obviously. However, I think this could be applied to a Digimon virtual pet, like collecting different pieces of some kind of item, and then that, or like a key, like you would collect different pieces of this key and then it unlocks a certain special area or something. You know, like you have to beat this one Digimon a certain amount of times before you get all the right pieces, or I don't know, there's a lot of things you could do. But I forget what even happens when you collect all the happy items in the Peas. I know you eventually collect the map to this like rocket ship or something, and then it will take you to, like, you build the rocket ship and then you go into space or something.
That's
Maybe,
cute.
I'm not really sure.
I think
Yeah, it's really cute.
yeah, that has like a lot of potential for something like Digimon, because like there are eggs to unlock. There are like maybe evolution paths that you can get to. Having like a collectathon aspect could be cool. Like maybe you collect like this special Digimon relic, and this connects to another Digimon relic, and when you get them all together, you get maybe like a Digi egg that creates an armor evolution. I don't know,
Oh
something.
yeah. Oh, that would be so cool.
There's a lot of potential to
You
stuff
should
like
work-
that. Like
You should work for Bandai.
I mean,
They should hire
I
you.
probably would not get far in that corporation. I'd be like, hey, why don't you add this? And they'd be like, but we could do this and spend less time on it and still make money.
Less money. Lame.
Yeah.
So lame.
Oh well, but yeah, that is a good idea. I would like to see that in a. I
mean,
would like to see a lot of
just give us
Tamagotchi stuff
something,
in
please.
Digimon.
Give us something.
All right, and the last one that we have is by Karis Quiet, Karis_Quiet. Adding new features like a village to explore, stores, interactions with NPCs. Yeah, that kind of ties into the last one. It's like adding just more features to make it more rich and entertaining, and like I don't know, the digital world is a very rich environment in the anime, and basically just how it's described. Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, in the anime, like, there's so much to it. I feel like there's so many things that they could translate into a virtual pet, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
And even like you said, like kind of mixing virtual pet gameplay with the Digivice. Like I know a lot of people don't like this aspect of the Digivice, but like the D Arc had Impmon on it, and he would like pop onto your screen and steal your Digimon sometimes. Like obviously maybe not something like to that level of annoying or inconvenience, but like maybe like random events, or like not like the DMX where it's either a battle or like a gift, but something more complex, like an NPC that you have to like play a mini game with, and if you win you get something cool. I don't know.
oh, that would be so cool.
There's a lot.
That would
There's
be
a lot
so
of potential.
cool.
Like
There's so many things.
yeah, like I don't know, like Bakuman shows up, he's like scary, but if you beat him in a video game you get a power up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be, so good. So good.
We can
so
dream.
many good things. I know. And then it's like, what are we gonna get with the Pen Z?
Yeah, we don't have anything
Like,
about the gameplay yet. And like, good segue into the last portion of this podcast.
thank you.
Yeah, we'll just yeah, we just don't have enough information on it right now to talk like too much at length. But I feel like there's still time to be surprised and maybe see something a little bit different. I know we don't even know if they have Jogressing yet. The
Yeah.
but Pendulum is so important to them. Where it was in the Pendulum 20th, it was super important in the originals. So I feel like they would be remiss to not add that feature at least.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if they didn't include Jogressing, like, how is this different than the Digimon X or something? You know, like, how is it different from a brick?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
well, the shaking, but like along with the
Well,
shaking, you'd hope it. Yeah, it definitely has shaking, but I think
yeah.
Jogressing is like goes hand in hand with the pendulums, and
Oh,
they're
yeah,
using
definitely.
they're using the backgrounds from the original pendulums as well. So that's a pretty big
That's a good
indicator.
sign.
Yeah, that's a pretty big indicator that they're gonna keep things as pendulumy as possible without a.
I hope so.
I do too. I feel like
really do.
we can expect that beyond just you get more connections. You get connections to get more egg lines, which is, like I said before, like the bare minimum of what we should be expecting at this point.
Yeah. I hope they keep like quest mode from the DMX or the what was it called? Do we call it quest mode?
Yeah, it's like a quest mode. It's like a adventure
Yeah.
mode, quest mode. Yeah, that'd be fun because I want more excuses to
Yeah.
shake the thing. I know a lot of people hate it, but I really appreciate the play that it gives it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's something different and like I don't know. I know Humula said that it looks as though it will have the quest mode. Um
I feel like
I hope so.
I feel like that's
liked it a
after
lot.
doing it for like 3 releases of the X. I feel like people are probably used to it by now, and they'll probably add that in a level system. That'd be really cool, honestly, to get a level system on the pendulum.
Yeah, the level system. Yes, that would be so cool. That would be amazing. Oh my god, I hope that they'll keep some of those things. 'Cause I don't want it to be identical to the X series, but I did really like the X series, and they have a lot of potential to do cool things with those features. So you know, maybe we'll see like different items that do different things, or I don't know, like just
Close-ups.
something.
Please
Yeah. Oh
bring back
yeah.
close-ups.
Oh yeah.
I would
Please
love
bring the
that.
close up because I want the close up.
Yeah, close-ups and like
Oh
the
my God.
maybe like more like diverse mega hits or something to do with that. I think there's still a lot of time left to be surprised by something like that. And I'm tentatively excited. I know when the Penzies first dropped, I like looked at the design and I was like, ugh, and then I wasn't hype at all. But
Yeah.
then I pre-ordered it and I'm like, all right, seeing everyone get excited about it. I know Jabberjohn, which is a really fun YouTuber. Go subscribe to that guy. He's really awesome. He got like really excited when he made his Pendulum Z video, and then I got like secondhand excitement from that, and that's where my hype comes from.
Yeah.
So I'm still riding that train. And once the Nightmare Soldiers roster drops, because that's the one I ordered, I'll be even more excited, hopefully.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I was so surprised that you weren't as excited as me because I was like, oh my god, Josh wanted a pendulum. Like this is like so good. Like you know. And then you know the designs aren't great, but the colors are cool. Keeping the original themes is cool. Keeping the original backgrounds is really cool.
I love that. It's so good.
Yeah, I love it so much. So there's a lot of things to be excited for. They are including new Digimon. The rosters aren't even that similar to the original pendulums that they are based off of, which is really cool, I think. You know, so I think there is a lot to be excited about, even though they look kind of ugly.
Yeah, it's okay. I can look past that
Yeah.
to the gameplay and the new Digimon. I know Witchmon is going to be on the Nightmare Soldiers one, and that's cool. So is Wormmon.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So
Oh yeah, Wormmon.
I'm
Wormmon's finally
really
getting
excited
his VTech
for-
moment.
yeah,
I know.
really excited for Wormmon and
Wormmon's gonna be
Stingmon,
great.
and hopefully, oh god, I really want to see Bancho Stingmon, which is like a further evolution, because he looks incredible. Like the art for him. I don't know if you've seen art of what that guy looks like. But he's incredible. I really like him. And yeah, I don't know, maybe Pagumon will be the in training. That would really just make my entire life perfect.
That would be so cool. Oh my god, that would be so cool. I would love that so much.
I would too. I'm not optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny that, like, you know, the Pen Z came out, like, or the announcement came out right as we were, like, wanting to talk about what we want from Bandai.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things that we want are not happening in this device, but yeah. It's still exciting that V-Pets are gaining, like, such good momentum right now, and
oh god, yeah,
like, we got to keep that up. So place some pre-orders, y'all. Like, you know,
I've seen so many new faces in, like, the Discord channels, and people, like, getting excited and talking about Digimon, and it's just a good time in general. Just get to meet, like, more people, get excited, have more conversations about it. And I think, like I've said this before, like, the community is the best part of this hobby by far. So
oh, absolutely,
that's good, 100%.
At least. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it. Did you have anything else to add? Pen Z thoughts or?
I will
anything?
give my thoughts on the roster when it drops, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for us to cover, like, more in depth of the Pen Z when we get some more info.
For sure.
And or at least get all 3 of the rosters, and then we can talk about that.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. But yeah, I guess that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for listening. We hope that you enjoyed this. We will have more Pen Z information, as we mentioned before. And yeah, I guess that's it. So until next time, bye guys. Bye.